Hello children, I'm extremely happy and excited to meet all of you in this online class. I hope it's been a long time you have been away from school. So let's start our lessons and be in touch with the subject. In today's class, we are going to learn a poem, which is the first poem of the first unit. The name of the poem is The Computer Swallowed Grandma. The author of this poem is unknown, and hence it is mentioned as anonymous. This poem was first published in the Daily Mail national newspaper in July 2004. It was welcomed by all for its humor, imagination, and language. Before we go into the poem, I'm going to give you the gist of this poem. The poet's grandma is a tech-savvy and a very modern lady who lived far away from the poet. They loved each other very much and often had online video chats. On one such day, Grandma disappeared by accidentally pressing on the control and enter keys. This worried the poet and he started to hunt for Grandma. This poem is a tribute to all the grandmas who have been fearless and learned to use the computer irrespective of their age. So children, now we'll start the poem stanza by stanza. In today's class, we are going to deal with the first two stanzas alone. Those who have a textbook, take page number 100. And for those of you who do not have the textbook, follow the poem from the screen. I'll read the first stanza. Please listen carefully. The computer swallowed Grandma. Yes, honestly, it's true. She pressed Control and Enter and disappeared from view. The author finds his grandma missing from the middle of their conversation. He humorously says that the computer had swallowed her. And he assumes by saying, yes, honestly, it's true. He also considers the computer as a person and hence says it has swallowed her. She pressed Control and Enter and disappeared from view. The Control and Enter gives a page break and has many more functions, but probably when Grandma pressed it, the system failed and she disappeared from view. Now we shall see the next stanza. It devoured her completely. The thought just makes me squirm. She must have got a virus or been eaten by a worm. The poet says that the computer had eaten her completely. So this thought was making him very uncomfortable. He assumes that she has been infected or was eaten by a worm. In the last line, he exaggerates and says, maybe she is eaten by a worm. Children, I'll read the two stanzas again. Listen carefully. The computer swallowed Grandma. Yes, honestly, it's true. She pressed Control and Enter and disappeared from view. It devoured her completely. The thought just makes me squirm. She must have caught a virus or been eaten by a worm. So children, I hope you have understood and you know the pronunciation of both these stanzas. Now we shall see the figures of speech. The figures of speech in the first two stanzas are personification and hyperbole. What is personification? Personification is considering a thing as a person. In line 1 and 5, the poet personifies the computer to a human being and says it has swallowed Grandma. Line 1, the computer swallowed Grandma, and in line 5, it devoured her completely. Hyperbole is an exaggeration of an incident. Here, the poet exaggerates and says the computer has swallowed and consumed Grandma. So, both the personification and hyperbole refers to line number 1 and line number 5. In line number 1, the computer swallowed Grandma. Line number 5, it devoured her completely. I hope you have understood the figure of speech here. Now, looking on to the poem, the first two stanzas, I'm going to repeat again, and with that we will complete today's class. The computer swallowed Grandma. Yes, honestly, it's true. She pressed Control and Enter and disappeared from view. It devoured her completely. The thought just makes me squirm. She must have caught a virus or been eaten by a worm. Thank you, students. We will complete the class with this. Bye.